Alright, once again, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakwakodash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutation to you men that push in this word in sincerity and in truth. This is 2019, right? The year of the push of the RFID chip, right? And this is one piece of GMS Trinidad, Brother Koda, just coming once again to give a vid and hope that it be edifying unto the house of Israel and to the viewers, you know, watching our videos, you know. So the title of this lesson this evening is basically being carnal, right, will profit nothing in this line of work, right? Because being a prophet, right, we were sent out there to preach the word, to teach the lost sheep of Israel, you know, to gather them back into that fold, right, which is basically the 1/3, right? We were sent out there to gather them back, right? And basically this world is carnal, right? The people believe 100% in carnality, right? And you being a member in GMS or under the banner of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right, serving Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, right, we can't afford to be carnal in this truth, right? We cannot afford to be carnal, because remember that those out there, right, are carnal, and if they see the prophets of the Lord moving carnal, it defeats the purpose why we were sent out there, right? Because if I may bring the meaning of the word carnal, it says carnal, merely human, right, temporal, worldly, right? And before we came into this truth, what were we? We were worldly, right? Because we used to follow things after the world, right? And it have a next definition for it here, where it says not spiritual. So basically, being carnal is the opposite of spiritual, right? And you do, in this truth, you don't want to be carnal, because basically the spirit of the Most High wouldn't move with a carnal thinking jig, you know. The spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right, would not dwell with a carnal minded person, right? Because the spirit, the apostles and prophets of old, they were not carnal men. They always used to be in the spirit, right? Making it easy to connect with the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because that spirit is not a carnal spirit, you know. So we have to always try to be in the spirit, especially in this last days that we living in, right? Because just to draw a definition, right, if it is you being carnal, right, let me say the spirit of Yahweh foresee danger down the road, right, and you being in this carnal state of mind, always carnal, right, always opposite to the spirit, right, the spirit wouldn't really show you anything, you know, or connect with you in that way, because you're being carnal, right? It's like basically being proud. The Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai wants nothing to do with a proud man. You understand? And it's the same thing here with being carnal and being spiritual, right? If you on that carnal side, right, the spirit ain't gonna connect with you, right? Which basically leading you now to your death, right? Because the spirit now wasn't able to connect with you to show you things. Because I have realized that the spirit moves with people who being spiritual and shows them danger, you know, down the road. All praises to Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai. You know? So yeah, we had to learn to be spiritual. Right? This is Romans 8 and verse 6. Right? It says, for to be carnally minded is death. Right? Yeah. That is like basically being proud. Right? Because when you're being proud in this truth, what the Most High leaving you for is death. Because the scriptures say that the day of the Lord is against the proud. Right? And here what it say here, it says to be carnally minded is death. Right? That is why we had to always try to move in the spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai. Always be in the spirit. Right? Moving on, it says, but they that are, let me read from verse 4. Right? Romans 8 and 4. It says that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled. The righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk it not after the flesh, but after the spirit. Right? And the righteousness of the law, right, basically goes back to keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Because that is how we be upright. Right? That is how we become upright, by keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So basically dwelling in this scriptures day and night, right, is you basically breathing spirit into your spirit man, feeding your spirit man. Because what the scriptures say these words are spirit. You know? Yeah, these words go back to the spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai. Say come in the volume of the book. Reading on, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. Right? So you being carnal, right, you always give way to carnality. Right? It basically dwelling in a carnal spirit makes it easy for you to sin. Right? Makes it easy to be carried away in sin. Right? Reading on, it says, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. So if you dwelling in the spirit, dwelling in this word of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, right? Basically, this word gonna make it very hard for you to go off. You understand? Because to draw a definition, right? Let me say 2 weeks you ain't eat, and you bounce up in a house seeing a bowl of hot steamy pork, right? And dwelling in this word, one thing you're doing is dwelling in this word, right? So basically when you see that now, the words of the Most High will come to your spirit that, hey, pork is an abomination. So now that gonna make it easy for you now to turn away from that. You understand? But if you don't build your spirit man with these words, right? If you don't feed your spirit man, right? Basically, is the flesh overtaking the spirit. And you might end up in that house and see that pork and go and eat it. You understand? Whereby leaving you to defile your temple and to sin against the Most High. You know? So, being in this truth, we all have to be spiritual at all times. Always try to be in the spirit. always try to be in the spirit. And a good way to be in the spirit is fasting. Fasting and praying. Right? The scripture says to keep the flesh under subjection. And to do that is through fasting and praying. Is how you keep your flesh under subjection. Right? Basically feeding your spirit man more. Building your spirit. Right? Making it easy for you to connect with the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Reading on, it says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life, right, and peace. Yeah, to be spiritually minded is life. To always dwell in the spirit, always be in this word day and night. Yeah. Reading on, verse 7, it says, because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahweh. Right? As I drew the definition earlier, a proud man, the Most High wants nothing to do with a proud man. You understand? And being carnal, right? Basically making yourself an enemy of the Most High, because the Most High don't deal with carnality. Right? The Most High is spirit. So he deals spiritual. And if you, as a man being in this truth, you want to continue to connect with the Most High, you had to walk in the spirit. You always had to be in that spirit. Yeah. You always had to be in the spirit. Let me read verse 7 again. It says, because the carnal mind is enmity with Yahweh, for it is not subject to the law of Yahweh, neither indeed can be. You understand? You being carnal is living outside of the laws of the Most High. Right? Being spiritual is living within the laws of the Most High, following the laws of the Most High, reading this good gospel, this good word. That is you being spiritual, fasting and praying, always keeping your mind on the Most High. That is you being spiritual. Reading on, it says, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yahweh. They that are in the flesh cannot please Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Right? So being in this truth, you can't afford to be in the flesh, to be dwelling in carnality and fleshly desires. No. You always had to try to, as I say, keep your flesh under subjection. Because the flesh is just there to make you go off. The flesh is just there to make it easy for you to give in to sin. Right? And being in this truth, you don't want to be of a sinful nature. Always sinning and no. Right? So we have to set we mind on things above, which basically goes back to the Creator, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Right? Verse 9, it says, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. So if be that the spirit of Yahweh dwell in you. Now if any man have not the spirit of Yahweh, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, he is none of his. Yeah. So if you do have the spirit of the Most High, hey, you're not on the side of the Most High. You understand? That is what the scripture is telling you here. Right? If any man have not the spirit of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, he is none of his. Right? So dwelling in the spirit, we always had to make it with duty to be in the spirit. Verse 10, and if Yahushua HaMashiach be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is life because of righteousness. Yeah. Always rehearsing the righteous acts. Right? Make yourself dead to sin. And how you do that? By being in the spirit. Fasting and praying, always being in this word. Right? Always being in the word. Because sometimes you might think of something to do, right? Which will ultimately have you going off. And by you being in the spirit, you bounce up a precept that put you back on track. Yeah. Because some woman might be making it easy for you to lie with her. Right? And by you being in the spirit shows you the folly this woman coming with. It's because she have a husband and all that bacchanal. You know? So dwelling in the spirit connecting with the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? The spirit will show you things beforehand and guide you on the righteous path, keep you on that righteous path. And especially in these days of war, right? Especially in this perilous time that we're living in, these evil times, right? Men being in this truth, we need to operate in the spirit. Need to operate in the spirit. Right? This is Galatians 5 and verse 22. It says, but the fruit of the Spirit, it is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness. Right? Goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. Right? But yeah, basically, the fruit of the Spirit is what we had to long to have. You know? The fruit of the Spirit. Right? But basically the precept I was looking for in Galatians was Galatians 5 and 25. Where it says, if we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. So if we claim to be in the Spirit, I have Basham Yahweh Shai. Yeah. Operate like you're in the Spirit. You know? Operate like you're in that Spirit. This is Romans 6 and 11. Right? It says, likewise reckon ye also yourself to be dead indeed to sin, unto sin. Right? Yeah. Be dead indeed unto sin, but alive unto Yahweh, true Yahweh Shai HaMashiach our Lord. Right? And the most I see that basically the scriptures is life. Right? That is how you breathe life back into you. You know? Yeah. Right? Verse 12 say, let not sin therefore reign in our mortal bodies, that ye should obey it in the lust thereof. Right? To back that up, this is Galatians 6, 5 and 16, where it says, this I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Walk in the Spirit, Yeah. Verse 17 say, for the flesh lusted against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. So it's like a war. A war. You understand? And basically being in this truth, you can't let the flesh win. Right? The spirit had to conquer. If you wanna, as I say, connect with the spirit of the Most High. Right? The spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Right? You can't afford to let the flesh win. Because here what it say, reading on, and these are contrary to one another, so that ye cannot do things that ye would. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Right? So here is a war. A war against spirit and flesh. Right? But by being in this word, right, is you making the spirit stronger. Right? So that you don't sin pertaining to the flesh. Right? This is this brings me to my last precept in Psalms here. Alright, this is Psalms 1 verse 2. Psalms 1 verse 2, it says, but his delight is in the law of Yahweh, and in his law do he meditate day and night. Right? So we had to be in the law, always being in the laws of the Most High, meditating day and night. Right? And that is how you basically stay in the spirit. Right? Always keeping your heart, because your heart goes back to your mind. Always keeping your heart in the scriptures. Right? So it will make it harder for you to go off. Right? So with that, I just want to give all praises once again to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Right? Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. You know? Yeah. Basically stay in the spirit, feed your spirit. Right? So I hope this be edifying unto the house of Israel, you know, and to the viewers watching. Right? Until next time, I just want to say Shalom to the elect.